Hi everybody, just a wee quick one. That is just a wee question that's been coming up in the gym this week that I thought I would discuss with you. Most of you are probably already doing this, but if you're not, hopefully it can take some note and get on board with nutrient timing to try and boost your metabolism, help with your fat loss, and things like that. So I'll not keep you too long, I promise. And if it is too long, you can press that wee times two to make my voice squeaky and make it go even faster. But let's run through this, right? So we know that our body is made up of the TDEE, the total daily energy expenditure. It's the amount of calories that we burn throughout the day. It's made up of the four main things: BMR, NEAT, EAT, and TEF. BMR being the basal metabolic rate. We don't have much control over this. It's just how we're made up. NEAT, as we should know, is all about our non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So it's getting our steps, moving about, all that kind of stuff. EAT is our exercise activity thermogenesis. So coming in the gym, getting a workout done, going to your spin classes, whatever it may well be. Planned exercise there. The one I want to kind of dive into and zoom in on is TEF, which is the thermal effect of feeding. And you might be leaving potential fat loss on the table if you're not utilising this to its full potential. So when we look at all these four things and our total daily energy expenditure and how we burn through those calories each and every day, TEF makes up quite a big chunk of it, between 10 and 15%. So we have control over our steps, we have control over the gym. We don't have any control over the largest part, unfortunately, which is the BMR. The only way it can boost this is by having a wee bit more muscle. Anyway, TEF in itself, we do have control over it, and it's something that we can utilise to try and make fat burning and fat loss a wee bit easier. It's a large percentage. So the thermal effect of food is basically the amount of energy that our body uses in order to digest, absorb and process the food that we eat. So as I've already said, 5 to 15% of the calories that we burn each and every day come from just our body processing our food, right? So why is protein important? Now we already know why protein is important, but if you don't, I'm just going to quickly recap, right? So protein has a higher thermal effect of food compared to fats and carbohydrates. Now we still need fats and we still need carbohydrates in order to function, and we love carbohydrates, we love pizza. Fats help us with various digestive, hormonal, all that kind of thing. But protein, when our body takes in protein, it has to work so much harder in order to break that protein down, as opposed to breaking down carbs or fats, right? Protein, as we know, helps repair our muscles after we've exercised. Protein keeps us fuller for longer and massively helps with satiety. So it keeps us fuller and keeps those muscles in recovery on an ongoing process to make sure we're ready for our next gym session. When it comes to linking protein and the thermal effect of food, now, as I just said, protein has a higher thermal effect of feeding, means that our body needs to work so much harder. You've probably had the meat sweats before, like if you have a lot of steak, you're absolutely sweating it out. As opposed to if you eat loads of a bag of Smarties, you're not sweating it out, and it's because your body's just working so hard to break down that protein. Now, when it's breaking down that protein, it's using so much more energy to process that, and your body's becoming a calorie burning machine just by the food choices that you're making. So by spreading, one of the things we want to look at then is that nutrient timing, and we can really make the best use of this TEF portion of a TDE, and by focusing on high protein foods throughout the day, every kind of 3-4 hours, that kind of thing, it means that we can elevate the thermal effect of feeding. So by keeping this thermal effect of feeding elevated, it should mean that our body's constantly working, burning that food, digesting that food, absorbing that food every day throughout the day, and it means we can probably get a wee bit more closer to our fat loss goals just by making that change. So when it comes to fat loss, now is this going to be the silver bullet? Is this going to make or break your fat loss? No, it's always going to come down to the amount of calories that you're eating versus the amount of calories that you're burning. So we need that. We know that we need that calorie deficit, but we can be a lot smarter with our choices of food. And by taking on more protein, we can boost that metabolism, get it working a wee bit, getting our body working, getting our body digesting that wee bit harder. To just boost the calorie burn that we're getting, boosting our TDEE. Because let's face it, we would much rather have a high TDEE. Would much rather have a maintenance of like 3,000 as opposed to a maintenance of 1,600. We all love food. We want to eat more of it, but if we eat better choices and we eat higher protein, that kind of thing, our body needs to work harder to digest it, right? But it comes down to calories in, calories out always. This is just like an added bonus just to optimize the nutrients and get the body working throughout the day. So what does that mean for you? So when it comes to protein, I've already explained this to you, but when it comes to protein, we're aiming for 1 gram per pound of your ideal body weight. Now that doesn't mean that if you want to be skinny mini, and it only means you hit a very little amount of protein, that's no good either. Too little's bad, too much can be bad, depending on the calories. So we can break that down throughout the day to keep the thermal effect of food at its highest and keep our body becoming that machine, that constant burning machine. So I've just 3 main protein goals is 150 grams, 180 grams, and for the kind of larger men, 200 grams. Split that throughout the day, and planning your protein around your meals is so it's just it's so beneficial when it comes to fat loss. So I hope that was all clear. I hope I've not taken up too much of your time. I hope I've maybe explained nutrient timing a wee bit easier for you. As always, I come with receipts. Here's the studies that show that I'm talking not absolute drivel, and it's actually backed up with science. So different studies show that. Have a nice weekend. I will speak to you later.